Doctor's warning: why walking too much after 70 can speed up aging, and what to do instead. Have you ever believed that simply walking more was the golden ticket to staying healthy after turning 70? Maybe every morning you lace up your shoes, step outside with determination, and take pride in the miles you log, believing you're doing everything right. But what if, despite all those steps, you've started to notice something troubling? A little more stiffness in the morning, a bit more hesitation before standing up from your chair, moments where your balance feels off, even on a flat surface. You're not alone. Many older adults trust that walking alone is enough because it's what we've been told for years. But here's the truth most people never hear. After age 70, walking by itself may not just be insufficient, it might actually be accelerating the decline you're trying to avoid. This may sound shocking, even unfair. You've done the right thing. You've stayed active, and yet your body might still feel like it's slowing down. But there's hope, and it starts with understanding one simple reality. Your body needs more than just steps to stay strong, balanced, and independent in your later years. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 powerful shifts that can protect your strength, support your joints, improve your balance, and possibly even extend your life. These are not extreme workouts or gym routines. They're simple, practical habits that anyone can start right at home. So if you're ready to stop guessing and finally understand what your body truly needs after 70, stay with me, because what you'll learn could change the way you age starting today. Why walking alone isn't enough after 70. Walking has long been praised as the perfect exercise, simple, natural, and accessible, and it is a wonderful way to stay moving. But here's a truth that very few doctors say out loud. After age 70, walking alone is no longer enough to protect your body from the silent forces of aging. It's easy to believe that as long as we're still putting one foot in front of the other, we're staying strong. But walking, even if it's miles a day, only works a limited part of your body, mostly your calves, thighs, and a bit of your heart. It does not keep your muscles from wasting away, strengthen the smaller stabilizing muscles that keep you from falling, maintain the flexibility of your joints, engage your core to protect your spine and posture. And worst of all, if walking is the only thing you do, your body may actually become more fragile over time. You may not notice it right away. The changes come slowly. You hesitate before lifting something heavy. You feel tightness when reaching overhead. You avoid certain movements without even realizing why, until one day, something that used to feel easy, standing up from a chair, carrying groceries, or stepping off a curb, suddenly feels difficult, unstable, maybe even scary. The truth is, walking doesn't fight aging, not by itself. It doesn't rebuild the muscle mass we naturally lose each year. It doesn't improve balance, which declines quietly until a fall reminds us. And it doesn't relieve joint stiffness that slowly locks us out of our own mobility. We're not saying to stop walking, not at all. We're saying it's not enough anymore. Your body, your independence, your confidence, they all deserve more. In the next section, you'll discover the first and most critical shift to protect your strength after 70. A gentle, powerful tool that can reverse muscle loss and help you feel in control of your body again. You haven't missed your chance. You haven't fallen too far behind. But now is the moment to go beyond walking and give your body the full care it truly needs. Strength training to maintain muscle mass. Let's talk about something most people don't see coming. It doesn't show up all at once. It doesn't make headlines. It creeps in quietly, over time, like a slow, invisible thief. It's called muscle loss. And after the age of 70, it happens to everyone, even the most active walkers. You might start to feel it in small ways. That box that used to be light now feels heavier. You pause before standing up from a deep chair. You avoid lifting things, not because you can't,
but because something feels off. This process has a name: sarcopenia, age-related muscle deterioration. It doesn't just take away your strength, it takes away your freedom. And here's the truth most people never hear. Walking won't stop it. Because walking doesn't truly challenge your muscles. It keeps them moving, but not working. So what does? Strength training. And no, I don't mean lifting heavy weights or joining a crowded gym. I mean gentle resistance. Simple, low-impact exercises that remind your muscles they still matter. Let me introduce you to Robert. Robert is 74. Every morning, he walked 2 miles, rain or shine. He thought he was doing everything right, until the day he couldn't lift a storage box onto a shelf. Then came the moment when standing from his armchair needed a little push from his hands. He brushed it off at first. He said, "It's just age." But at his checkup, his doctor said something that stopped him cold. "Robert, your muscles are fading, and walking alone won't bring them back." So he made a small change. He bought a pair of resistance bands. He did a few squats by the couch. He kept light dumbbells next to his favorite chair. Just 10 minutes a day, a few days a week. And in a few short months, something amazing happened. He lifted that box again with ease. He stood up from his chair like it was nothing. His energy during walks so much better. Strength training isn't about getting buff or doing anything extreme. It's about preserving your independence. It's about keeping your body yours. Because when you keep your muscles strong, you're not just preventing decline. You're saying, "I'm still here. I'm still capable. And I'm not done yet." Simple signs your muscles need attention. Do you hesitate before lifting? Do you need your hands to rise from a chair? Does carrying groceries feel harder than before? Those aren't just aging. Those are invitations, signals that your muscles are asking for help. And the good news? It's never too late. Studies show even people in their 80s and 90s can rebuild muscle and regain strength. You just have to start. With soup cans, with resistance bands, with your own body weight. Your strength is still in there, waiting. So, if you've been walking and wondering why your body still feels weaker, slower, or unsteady, maybe it's not about moving more. Maybe it's time to move differently. Let's rebuild that strength, gently, consistently, proudly. You deserve to feel strong again. And your body, no matter your age, is still capable of more than you think. Balance and stability exercises. Let's take a moment to talk about something we often take for granted. Until one day, it isn't. Balance. It's something we've had our whole lives. As children, we rode bikes. As adults, we ran upstairs, danced at weddings, carried babies while cooking dinner. And now, maybe you hesitate before stepping off a curb. Maybe you reach for a counter while putting on your socks. Maybe you walk a little more slowly, not because you're tired, but because you're cautious. And that caution, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from your balance quietly slipping away, step by step. Here's what's important to understand. Walking does not improve balance. Yes, it keeps your legs moving. Yes, it's good for the heart. But balance, true, reliable, body-trusting balance, needs something more. It needs attention. It needs training. Let me tell you about Edward. Edward is 76. He walks his dog every day, mows the lawn, rarely sits still. He thought, of course my balance is fine. I've been walking for decades. But one afternoon, while chatting with a neighbor, he stepped off the curb. His foot hit the edge wrong, and in that split second, everything shifted. He caught himself just in time by grabbing a street sign. No injury, but a shaken heart. He couldn't stop thinking, How did something I've done my whole life suddenly feel so unsafe? At his next doctor's visit, the message was clear. Walking is great, but it's not training your balance. So he made a choice. He started standing on one foot while brushing his teeth. He practiced shifting his weight from side to side. He walked in a straight line across his living room, heel to toe, like a tightrope walker. And you know what? Just a few minutes a day, a few days a week, and in a few short months, he felt it. His feet felt more planted. His posture stood taller. He turned corners without fear. That's the power of balance work. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy tools. You need intention. A few mindful movements, a quiet commitment to feeling safe in your own body again.
Try this right now. Stand next to a chair or countertop. Lift one foot. Can you stay balanced for 10 seconds? Or do you tip, wobble, grab something? That's not weakness. That's just a signal, a whisper from your body saying, "Help me stay steady." And the beautiful truth? You can. Your body can still learn, still improve, still grow stronger in its balance. Because balance isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about living with confidence, moving through your day without second-guessing every step. It's the freedom to walk with your head high, not from habit, but from trust in your own footing. So if you've been walking every day, but still feeling unsure on your feet, you don't need more steps. You need better balance. Let's bring it back. Together. One steady breath. One quiet step. One confident moment at a time. Flexibility and mobility exercises. There's a moment we've all experienced. You reach behind you to grab something in the car, and your shoulder feels tight. You bend to tie your shoe, and your lower back whispers a quiet protest. You twist to look over your shoulder, and suddenly it feels harder than it used to. It's subtle at first. So small, you tell yourself, that's just age, right? But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? What you're feeling isn't just age. It's your body asking for something it's quietly been missing: flexibility. As we grow older, our muscles shorten, our joints stiffen. The natural fluid that keeps them gliding smoothly starts to fade. And if we don't move through our full range of motion regularly, that range, it starts to shrink. Little by little, reaching the top cabinet feels harder. Sitting on the floor becomes something you avoid. Even turning your neck while driving becomes a conscious effort. And when those small freedoms begin to fade, so does your confidence. Not just physically, but emotionally too. Let me tell you about Walter. He's 78, proud of his daily walking habit. But over time, mornings felt stiffer. Reaching down to pick up a sock became awkward. He started bending his knees in strange ways to avoid tightness in his hips and back. He didn't feel old, but his body, it wasn't moving the way it used to. At his doctor's visit, the message was simple but powerful. You're walking, yes, but you're not stretching, and your joints need both. So Walter started small. Gentle arm circles while waiting for his coffee. Leg swings by the kitchen counter. A few yoga-inspired stretches tailored for older adults. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day. And within weeks, things changed. His steps felt smoother. His back loosened. And every morning, he stood a little taller. Not from pride, but from real physical ease. Flexibility isn't about touching your toes or twisting like a gymnast. It's about freedom. Freedom to move without pain. Freedom to live without hesitation. Freedom to say yes to the simple joys of life. Gardening, reaching, playing with your grandkids, or just stretching out in bed with a sigh of relief. Try this. Stand tall, feet shoulder-width apart. Now slowly turn your head to core and posture exercises. Let me ask you something simple.
When was the last time you stood up and truly felt strong in your core? Not just not in pain, but steady, upright, supported from deep within. Because here's the truth very few talk about. Core strength isn't about six-pack abs. It's about having a stable center, a strong inner support system that holds you up when the world feels heavy. Your core is more than just your stomach. It's your deep abdominal muscles, your lower back, your sides, all working together to keep your spine straight, your posture upright, and your body balanced. But as we age, something happens quietly. That inner strength starts to fade, and the signs are easy to miss until one day they're not. You slouch more than you used to. Your back feels sore after standing. You lean forward while walking without even realizing it. Your breathing feels shallower, and suddenly your body doesn't feel anchored anymore. Let me introduce you to Harold. He's 75, an active man who walks every day. But over time, he noticed something unsettling. His shoulders were curling forward, his lower back always felt tight, and standing for long periods, exhausting. He thought, maybe I'm just getting older. But at his doctor's visit, the explanation was different. Harold, your core has grown weak, and that's pulling everything out of alignment. So he started small. Gentle pelvic tilts while seated. Posture resets while standing against a wall. Abdominal bracing, just softly engaging the muscles while breathing. And after a few short weeks, Harold stood taller. His back pain faded, even his breathing deepened, and his confidence returned. Because when your core is strong, everything changes. Your balance improves. Your joints align better. You feel lighter, more upright, more in control. Try this. Stand with your back against a wall. Can your head, shoulders, and hips all touch the wall comfortably? Can you hold that for 30 seconds without strain? If not, it's not a flaw. It's a signal, a soft message from your body saying, I need support. Let's rebuild the center. And the beautiful part? You can. With no equipment, no gym, just consistent, loving movement. Standing tall, engaging your belly gently, practicing posture like it's a form of self-respect, because it is. This isn't about looking younger, it's about feeling stable, breathing easier, carrying yourself with dignity through every room, every conversation, every chapter still to come. So if you've been walking but still feel unsteady, sore, or slouched, maybe it's time to come home to your center. Because when your core is strong, you feel unshakable, not just in your body, but in your spirit. Joint protection and low-impact movements. Our joints carry the story of our lives. Every staircase climbed, every grandchild lifted, every garden tended. They've served you loyally for decades, and now, more than ever, they need your care. You may still walk every day, but lately something feels different. Your knees ache after a stroll. Your hips feel tight when you rise. Your feet speak to you in every step, in whispers of stiffness or quiet pain. That's not weakness. That's just a signal, a gentle message from your body saying, can we slow down for a moment? Can we protect what's left? Because while walking is wonderful, it's also repetitive. Step after step, it places pressure on the same joints over and over. And over time, without support, that wear begins to show. Cartilage thins. Fluid dries up. The soft cushion that once absorbed every stride begins to fade. But here's the powerful truth. You don't have to stop moving. You just have to move smarter. Let me share Raymond's story. He's 77, a proud daily walker. For years, it kept him feeling alive. But recently, each morning began with stiff knees, and his lower back complained after every walk. He thought, am I doing something wrong? I'm supposed to be helping myself. And he was, but not fully. His doctor explained, Raymond, your joints aren't recovering fast enough. Let's give them some help. So he didn't quit walking. He adjusted. Swapped long walks for shorter ones. Added water aerobics, gentle, weightless movement that soothed his joints. Tried seated biking, keeping his legs active without impact, and practiced seated stretches to keep mobility alive in every part of his body. And the result? His knees stopped aching. His back felt looser, and most importantly, he moved through his days with more ease. Low-impact movement isn't less than. It's wise, intentional, healing. Try this. Stand upright in a chair. Now, slowly rise, no hands. Did your knees feel smooth